Hello.
Comment if you think we should reenact the whole Bound 2 video with Cyrus as Kim Kardashian. He's gonna take that out.
How did we meet?
We answered this in a video before. We
Met on Tumblr.
met on Tumblr.
What was the hardest part about realizing you were going to be with a trans guy?
I don't think there was anything hard about it. Like, I've talked about this before, but the only thing that... Cyrus! Again! I've talked about this before. What does he want? So, I've talked about this before. And I don't think there's necessarily like anything different about being with a trans guy. I guess the only thing that I was worried about is that like I would trigger him, like that I would use like the wrong pronouns by accident, or not because of you, but because of the fact that like I always do that because English is like my second language. Someone's fucking calling my phone. Oh! Okay, it's upstairs, I don't care. So, not because like I don't think Emery passes or whatever, or I think you're feminine in any shape or form, but because like I learned English as a second language, and in Hungarian we don't have he or she, everything is just like gender neutral, so I often get he and she confused, or I used to anyway, so that worried me. Like that was like something that was specific to dating Emery as opposed to anyone else I have dated before. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. What has been your most difficult obstacle thus far at us as a couple?
Cyrus, legye csöndben! Trying to get Cyrus to stay quiet while doing this video. I don't think we've had many difficult obstacles, or at least I don't necessarily feel like that. I think one of our biggest obstacles is that we both have a tendency to fall into like unhealthy thinking and unhealthy patterns, and when we're both in it, we...
Like what?
Like when we catastrophize things and I'm like, why aren't you giving me love? And you're like, I am detached from everything all the time. Then like that really clashes with each other, you know? Yeah. Like when I start to get insecure, I really need like attention and reassurance. And when Emery gets insecure, he like detaches and just can't deal with the situation, but he just becomes a complete outsider to it. So those two things really sort of push one another, because I'm like, why don't you love me? And he's like, get the fuck away from me. And I'm like, why don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Talk about emotions. Who do you think's calling you?
I have no idea. I have to go check. Because one call, that's not a big deal, but two calls, that's a dead relative. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess because I've been struggling with my mental health, it's difficult to cope.
And I don't always have the most patience.
And like regular things that could come up, like insecurities or just like needing more attention than usual.
Yeah.
I don't deal with that the best, or I haven't, but I'm better. I'm getting better.
Like I mean, we have only been together a year, so we're still learning a lot about ourselves and each other and our relationship, so...
True. Can Emery get you pregnant?
No, unfortunately he cannot.
Nope. Okay. What are you doing in Hungary?
Being surrounded by dogs right now.
Yeah.
We're in Hungary because I took a year out of college to come and help my grandmother out a little bit, because she's very sick and none of my family are around to help her. So we came to do that, and also because Ireland wasn't a nice place for us with where we were living, and we couldn't afford somewhere better. And Emery's visa was up, so he had to leave Ireland. So yeah, it was the next logical step, and we've got free rent here.
We're fostering.
And we're fostering.
And I got a Christmas gift. I'll show you. We've been working with someone else on Etsy, someone who runs a shop out here in Hungary. And I've got all these really cool fragrance oils. So I'm putting together some oils and...
Cyrus is like, can I see?
Yeah. Some oils and, you know, stuff for burning and fragrances and... Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, well, I'm making stuff. We're making stuff and selling stuff. And I finished my teaching English as a foreign language, so I have a certificate for that, and I can teach.
Except not yet, because residency and all that.
Yeah, so we're working on residency next, and we are
making as much money online as possible. I can't get a job right now because looking after my granny is like, I have to get up at 8 and I have to be at her house for 9 AM, and then I get home for about 3 PM, and I have to do that every single day. So,
and then sometimes she goes to the shop to work with Monica, who is the one we're running the store with. And
I don't get paid for either of those things.
Yeah.
So I can't get a job, and Emery can't get a job because it's illegal.
Yeah. But I mean, the advertising that I do on YouTube has helped.
Yeah. And the Audible.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And the stuff that we sell in the shop, but it's just, you know, I had hit a really low point in my depression, so I wasn't able to work from home as much as I had liked, but that is getting better. The last question. This has been a disaster. Do you think you could ever have a polygamous relationship, and why? Well, polygamy means married to multiple people. So
no, I don't think we could do polygamy for multiple reasons. Firstly, it's not legal in Hungary, and I don't think it's legal in the US. Is it?
Because of legality? That's why?
And also, we don't want to do that.
No, don't say we. Just talk about you.
Okay, I don't necessarily want to be in a polygamous marriage or be in a polyamorous relationship for a few reasons. Like, I can understand the sort of animalistic sexual need to, like, want to sleep with other people and have sex with other people, and I think I would probably be okay with that, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, go ahead. I mean, especially if we're spending the rest of our lives together, like, I think that's a reasonable emotion to feel, because, you know, we are animals and we have animal instincts. However, when it comes to, like, emotions being involved in everything, and like bringing like a third person or a fourth person or bringing another personality into our relationship dynamic, like that's the point where I start to feel uncomfortable, and I personally wouldn't want that. I just don't understand how it would work with the way my personality is. I don't think it would be healthy for me. I don't think I could make it work, and if it was something that you wanted to do and like you needed that, then like I think I would work on it and be like, okay, you know, you do that. But for me personally, I can't see myself doing it for various reasons.
Doing what?
Being with you as my primary partner and having other or one or many other emotional relationships with individuals. Like, I could see myself sleeping with someone or having sex with someone, but not actually maintain and build a romantic relationship.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel like I understand how people can do it. I mean, one of my closest friends practices polyamory, or has in the past, and I understand the dynamic, and I understand why that works for them. And I could see potentially how it could possibly work, but from my experience, I don't see that happening now.
Mm.
You know? I could see, yeah, like, having someone else in the relationship physically, maybe, like, if we're at, like, a really amazing festival and we meet this really amazing person and we want to have an amazing time and it just happens, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could see that energy thriving once. Or I think that I could probably detach enough to have an ongoing relationship with someone else, but I don't think that my detachment is necessarily healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think that I could detach enough from you to feel okay doing that with someone else. And I don't, like, even if that other person was okay with it, in my experience, that's not, it takes a really self-aware group of people to participate in a polyamorous relationship
Successfully.
It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And relationships in general take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially when both people are, you know, actively working on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, is that a really long-winded answer?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like a very, very loaded topic. And like, I don't want to come off as if I think that they like that it doesn't work or whatever.
No.
Like, I respect them. I just I don't see it working for me right now.
Yeah.
And who knows, in the future I might change my mind and be like, give me all the bitches. But then if it's just for a physical thing, is it actually polyamory? Because, you know, polyamory is supposed to mean many loves, but if it's just a physical thing, is it not an open relationship?
Well, I mean, that's... I don't think that, like, when I even talk about, like, purely physical,
Mm-hmm.
like, even if it's purely physical, I'm not going to be turned on with someone unless there is a loving energy there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we could get so much shit for this. Like, people are going to come out of the woodwork with their definitions. But, yeah, I don't see myself dating anybody else or having another relationship in this one.
Yeah. That's it then, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Emery's birthday in less than a week. Exciting. We're together almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go on a nice date soon.
Mm-hmm.